From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, November the 21st, 2018. A Palestinian man suspected of stabbing an Israeli man in the West Bank yesterday has turned himself in. The attacker fled the scene after stabbing the Israeli in the face as he exited a grocery store near the Arab town of Beit Jala, lightly injuring him. The attacker turned himself in to Israeli authorities last night. Just before that, Israel police released a statement saying they do believe the stabbing was nationalistically motivated, but Israeli border police said today they would be confirming that during questioning. Kentucky has become the 26th state to enact legislation against the BDS, Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions campaign that seeks to delegitimize the state of Israel. Governor Matt Bevin signed the law, which does not allow state contracts to companies that participate in efforts to boycott Israel, saying the executive order makes it clear that Kentucky condemns the BDS movement and that we stand shoulder to shoulder with our friend Israel. Leaders of the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, Chairman Arthur Stark and Executive Vice Chairman CEO Malcolm Hoenlein praised the legislation, saying, as we have seen, the activities of anti-Israel groups are more extreme and aggressive than ever. Their advocates challenge Israel's right to exist and often manifest blatant anti-Semitism. They said every state should follow the lead of Kentucky and stand against intolerance, bigotry, racism, and anti-Semitism. Austrian Chancellor Sebastian Kurz took a strong stance today against anti-Semitism, presenting concrete steps to fight the phenomenon. Kurz was addressing a high-level European conference in Vienna titled Europe Beyond Anti-Semitism and Anti-Zionism, where he said that the two were two sides of the same coin. Kurz also acknowledged Austria's role in the Holocaust. He said, we can't undo history, but we can do justice to our history. Kurz concluded his remarks by saying, I hope the definition of anti-Semitism and the conclusions presented at this conference will ensure that Jews are able to live safely in Austria, Europe, and elsewhere. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the gathering as well via video, where he echoed Kurz's remarks.
Warmest greetings from Jerusalem to the conference on the fight against anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism. They are one. This is the first and most essential point of this conference.
He also thanked the Austrian leader for his efforts.
You've been unyielding in your efforts to recognize history, to defend the truth, and to combat anti-Semitism in Austria and throughout Europe.
A tiny and very rare biblical stone weight was discovered this week in Jerusalem's Old City during excavations near the Western Wall. The weight, called a beka, would be used to measure silver being offered by those who wish to ascend to the First Temple. Eli Shukron of the Israel Antiquities Authority told the Times of Israel that a few of these weight measures have been found before, but this one was the first discovered with the ancient Hebrew inscription and seal of the word beka on it, and was even more rare. The American Jewish Committee issued a call this week for unity with their Come to the Table for Thanksgiving initiative, reissuing a 12-page booklet called America's Table, which families and friends can use during the Thanksgiving meal. AJC CEO David Harris said America's Table puts all Americans on the same page, marking the Thanksgiving holiday with a celebration of our nation's unique democracy and diversity, adding that the strength of our nation derives in large measure from its rich tapestry of racial, religious, and ethnic backgrounds. And Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu offered his best wishes to the U.S. just ahead of Thanksgiving today.
Happy Thanksgiving to our great friends, the people of America. Thanksgiving is a great time to be with your family and your loved ones, to rejoice, to count your blessings. We count our blessing on having this extraordinary friendship with the United States of America. We give thanks to that every day. Happy Thanksgiving to you all.
Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, November the 21st. At 7 o'clock, it's Talmud study. At 8, American Jewish historian Jonathan Sarna gives a historical perspective on anti-Semitism in America from Limud, New York, 2018. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with CUNY professor Jerome Chanis, who talks about the assassination of John F. Kennedy, which took place 55 years ago tomorrow. That's on L'chaim. At 10, historian Mark Albertson discusses the life of Eleanor Roosevelt. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, November the 21st, 2018. I'm Teisha Bader.